Hi everyone, this is Bobby from bn-games.com, and today we're going to try to get the light bar replaced with an LED unit. Never done anything like this, and we're taking measurements, and we're going to go see if we can find one. We're also going to try to put some speakers on the amp under the seat. I gotta get some stuff out of the way, and see if that will, if we can bypass the speakers that we're pretty sure don't work, that live on the sides of the monitor. So we'll see where this goes. Okay, so we just got back from Home Depot. We bought a 2-foot LED strip light. This is the one, and we're going to put it in. Just taking it apart now so we can replace the other housing. Take a look at the wiring. That's gonna be a pain in the ass to change the bulb, isn't it?
Well, not really.
Oh, it came with caps.
It still has a ballast, so.
That almost looks like a battery pack.
Just about. Now what I'm going to do is mount the brackets from up there on the side of this one. And we'll be good to go.
Nice.
Over here.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So getting that metal piece out of the light took some prying. Whoops.
See?
We don't need that, right? Because I don't know where it went.
You got me.
We'll just say we don't need it.
Okay, we don't need it. But we'll save this half just in case.
Yeah.
It's down here somewhere.
No, it went far. I heard it click over by the door, actually. I literally heard it over there somewhere. Wow, not much in there.
Oh. Small ballast.
I gotta give them this. They didn't build it cheap.
No, but they could have done with a better system for lighting, but
No, it was 2003. LEDs weren't a thing yet.
yeah, but even the way they mounted this, it could have been better. More accessible.
They probably intended for you to replace the entire light box, I bet.
No, you can actually, all except for that, we can't get that one here. But everything else you can buy at Home Depot. You know, these are all replaceable, but that's the one right there. You know, because we got the ballast, but that holder and this, you can't get here. This thing here,
Yeah.
I'm not going to push it back in because if we ever do have to change it,
Yeah,
it's
it'd
a
be a
lot
pain.
easier. You know, I'll put some tape around, you know, so it doesn't cut in,
Yeah.
because it give you no extra.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I don't move this thing around, and, you know, we don't have kids jumping on top of it, so it should be fine. A responsible adult will take care of it.
We're sort of responsible adult.
Hey.
I just see us.
Hey, hey. It's been restored. That's very responsible.
I have a shirt that says, you know, I do a good imitation of a grown-up.
So at the beginning of the video, you saw that I had said this is a 2-foot light, and you saw on the box that it says it's a 2-foot light. Well, when you measure it from one end to the other, I think it was, what, 23 inches?
22 and 3/4.
22 and 3/4. That's not 2 feet. So what he's doing right now, these were the brackets that were on the other one, on the old light. They were an L shape, and he's flattening them to see if we can use that to, you know, bridge the gap between the two, and mount this particular light in there. So, yeah, well, we'll see. That looks so tiny in there. It's like a little baby light. Okay, so brackets aren't going to work. For the time being, we're going to wire the light in, make sure it actually works, and then fabricate something later, probably in another video where we mount it solid. But at least get some light going and get this thing wired up and see how it looks with the plastic replacement housing I got from Yaton. So let's see. We'll just match the colors.
That was one nice thing they did. They made the colors the same. Unlike a lot of this.
Yeah.
Ready for contact?
Yep. Whoa! Ah, the ISO on the camera just went insane. And it's not on fire.
It could be light.
Wow. Well, that was relatively simple, all things considering. If anyone has the marquee for this thing and wants to sell it for a decent price, I'd be interested because, oh, sorry. The one that I found online, the guy wants $100 for it, for a piece of cardboard that is actually missing pieces. It's not even complete. But at least I got the plastic part. That's the important. Yay! That looks good.
Yeah, but it looked better if it was upside.
Yeah. Hey, it's been without a light since who knows how long.
Comes right on.
Yeah? No blinking, no flashing. I'm not gonna get a seizure. Okay, now we're gonna try to see if we can get sound through some external speakers from the audio amp itself. These cables right here are the ones I've been using to plug into the external speakers back there and on top of the cabinet. But we're going to try to directly wire some using the wires in the back of the monitor and see if we get anything, because I'm pretty sure these speakers are dead. But we'll see. So this is all about a learning experience. We just determined that at least one of the speakers works. We were working with the jumpers on the spare soundboard that I bought a couple months ago, and then that speaker decided to come on because the other one's unplugged right now. And a few seconds later, the board died. So we're not sure why. We're going to try putting the old board back in there and see if we can get any sound again. Otherwise, I might need to buy a third one because it might just be that this particular soundboard doesn't work. But it might be that the speakers actually work, which is actually more expensive to replace. Actually more difficult, so we'll see. Okay, so we're not going to go with the Sega amp now. I'd have to buy another one and hope that it works. What I have is a third-party power amplifier, which is plugged in from the Naomi itself, and then we're gonna wire this speaker wire into the speakers in the back of the cab, and as you can hear, it's working. So wow. And we can mount that on the side.
Yeah, well, what I was gonna do,
Takes a second.
mount it right here.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then I can run the wires up,
Yeah.
and then still plug in, and all you have to do is hit the button here.
That works for me. That's good enough. It's using the actual speakers.
And they sound good.
Yeah. That's more.
Maybe both of them are up.
Okay, so that is the spliced right wire. That's the speaker wire going into the hole. Around that way at the top, and that's going to go to the audio amp, and we're going to do the same here with the left speaker, and then the power amp. Well, I mean, it'll just be done. So this will have to be it for now until maybe we get a soundboard in the future. But you know, for all intents and purposes, it's going to be complete. And then he mounted the control board, which I know was hanging there, to the chassis, so that's easier. And I actually turned up the brightness a little bit, so because it's a little dim, but otherwise almost there. Okay, everything's wired in. Amp is powered on and plugged in. Let's see how it sounds. And the light is on. Yep. Alright. Now for it to check the RAM, so we'll be back tomorrow. Alright, here we go. Yeah, they're definitely both on. I can hear them. Can tell. Turn it up. Let's see what it sounds like. Well, that's plenty loud. Messing with it has to be in. Okay, that sounds a lot better now. All right, it's a couple hours later, and she's all buttoned up. And at this point, for all intents and purposes, functionally, she's finally complete. It only took almost 4 years to do. So a recap of things that have been done on this particular machine. If this is your first video watching, we fixed the force feedback. The entire assembly was refixed. We got the card reader working. I bought this, I know it's kind of bright in the camera, but I bought this plastic to replace the old one for the logo, the Sega logo that's there, and now we replaced the light. I mean, we got this thing powered on its own because this originally was the slave cabinet. And this whole project has been getting a slave cabinet to become its own master cabinet. And it's been a lot of work, a lot of videos. And we have more videos coming. So a couple things that are going to happen is we need to finish mounting the light. I don't know how well this is going to show up in camera, but it's kind of laying there at the bottom. And also the top metal pieces that hold this plastic in place are not screwed in right now. We're going to make a metal plate for it so that light can be mounted and probably shine brighter, is my guess, a little better. I mean, the fact that it has light right now at all is a miracle unto itself. I'm going to probably buy another audio board to try to get around having to use the third-party external one, but the thing that I can't tell you how happy I'm about is that the speakers on the sides of the monitor, the ones that came with, actually work, because I've only seen one pair that I could buy as a replacement, and it was well north of $200 before shipping. I was not looking forward to having to buy those and then try to figure out how to get them replaced. So the fact that they work is, you know, I'm ecstatic about that. But again, it is functionally complete. Everything else at this point is going to be cosmetic. The other thing that I need to do is I need to replace the plexi. As you can see, it's still stained because whoever spilled the soda, which if you watched our video when we did the steering column, I cleaned the where the speedometer would be, but this is still kind of nasty. It's under it and I can't clean it without removing this. But then again, on top of that, someone tore part of it, so it's not complete as it is. So gonna need to get a replacement there at some point. I might see if I can get a replacement button because this one's cracked, but that's not a big deal. And then the last thing is the card reader. I'd like to get a card reader face that's not faded. But again, you know, these are all minor cosmetic things that need to be done. The seat, you know, they didn't normally have this tape on it. I think, you know, someone hurt it pretty bad and it might have got it cracked. I'm not sure. You know, it's scuffed up. I might take a magic eraser to it and see if I can clean some of that up. But other than all of that, if you've been following me this far, and I thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you to all those who've really helped this project get to this point. I can't thank you enough. It is finally basically complete and functioning the way it should, you know, on its own. And haven't ever done anything quite like this. You know, I've dealt with some of the other cabinets and done minor things, you know, like change a control panel, for example. You know, that sort of thing. You know, we took the chassis out of this one, which I didn't record any of that. I wish I had, but eventually we're gonna have to do it for that one. That probably needs to be recapped now, and not looking forward to that. But that'll all get recorded on the channel. But this particular one, this is quite a bit of work to get to this point. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments and support and all the advice. Everyone who's helped get this to this point. There will be more videos. The next one probably will be mounting the bracket onto the light and getting that all buttoned up, and you know, do some gameplay recording as well. One thing that I'm going to have eventually, there's a JAMA to SCART board that I'm waiting on, that I'm on a waiting list for, which allows you to get the video from the JAMA harness, which I'd get in the bottom of the cabinet, and then send it to SCART to like an OSSC and actually record gameplay instead of having to like put the camera here where I'm recording myself. Like literally I could have proper gameplay from the arcade cabinets, and I want to do it with this one. I'm having to relearn a lot of the tracks because with the force feedback in the steering wheel, which is still very stiff, it's like relearning the tracks because I got used to it being so loose that, you know, I'd have to turn like half a whole circle to get it to turn enough to, you know, drive it. It was like I had to learn how to drive this thing a certain way, and now I have to unlearn it and drive it a different way. And that's going to probably even change a little bit as the belt in this thing loosens up because it is super tight right now. So with all that being said, this project is nearly complete, and functionally it is complete. Actually, one thing I want to mention, the shifter, which I was having problems with after we changed this assembly, you know, fixed it up, we didn't do anything to that shifter. Originally I was having problems where it would double shift when I would go up or down with it. And I was playing this a little earlier, and I wasn't running into that issue, so that might have fixed itself rejiggering the harness, I guess. I don't know. Anywho, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and all those sorts of things if you feel like it. Definitely comment. Love answering questions. And you guys will be seeing more in the hopefully near future. Definitely me playing it and trying to get those track times down, especially now that the card readers are working. Have parts on my Subaru WRX, so I was playing a track and I was hitting like speeds and times that I hadn't done before. So I might even do a campaign playthrough through the story mode. I'm not sure, but we'll see. All stuff for the future. So please look forward to it. All the subscribe stuff. Let me know what you think. Thank you.